Rick? Rick? You up there? Rick?
Who's back after all these years? Now, why don't you hand me that piece nice and slow? That's it. Thank you. Recognize the staircase?
What do you want, Rick?
It's been a hell of a lot steeper the last time you were here.
Okay, you're gonna do this to my face. Whatever it is. I'm gonna turn around. If you shoot me, so be it.
Go ahead.
What'd you do with Courtney?
She's fine, don't worry. She's alive. For now. Come on. Slow.
Okay, why'd you take Courtney? What does she have to do with whatever's going on between you and me right now?
It's kind of ironic, don't you think? You got your bullies, you know, your killers, con men. That never happens to them. They always escape from the law, crime to crime, you know, rich get richer, so to speak. But the innocents, see, they're the ones, you know, the trusting people who accidentally blunder into the lives of dangerous men and women, as it were, because you got to give faith their due. Those innocents are always the ones that get hurt.
I don't know what you're talking about, but whatever what is it that you want? Just tell me now. This might be your last chance there, Rick.
Oh, okay, Sonny. Whatever you say. What are you, delusional? You're not in charge anymore. Tables are turned. See, I'm the guy with the gun.
So you want to shoot me? Is that it?
No.
Then go ahead and do it.
No, not just yet, Sonny. See, I want you to take a little trip with me. We'll travel back in time. Summer of 1970. Remember that summer, Sonny? You know, big, beautiful house, private beach only a few steps away. You must have been a hell of an impression on a little nothing from Bensonhurst like yourself.
Yeah. My mother and I, we stayed in this house one summer. What's that have to do with you?
Well, I own this house. Yeah, my grandfather bought it in 1931. Has been out of the Lansing family ever since. Does that suggest anything to you?
What do you say to Mr. Lansing, Sonny?
Thank you, Mr. Lansing, for the picnic, and especially for the flying horses ride.
My pleasure. And that Mr. Lansing stuff is too formal. I want you to call me Trevor.
Okay, Trevor.
Trevor Lansing was my mother's boss.
Trevor Lansing is my father.
I'm not interested in some lousy vacation.
No, it wasn't a vacation and it wasn't lousy. At least not until the end. Actually, that was an egregious understatement. The end wasn't lousy. It was actually sad and sick and wrong.
Sounds like you're describing yourself.
That's almost funny coming from you. The original psychopath. You know, psychopaths start showing their colors at a very early age, Sonny. Yeah, it's true. You always hear about it after some sicko's been arrested, you know. Little Johnny was such a quiet kid. He seemed pretty normal, except for that one thing. Remember how he used to like to torture small animals? How about you, Sonny? You like to pull the wings off of insects and set fire to little kittens when you were a boy?
You're completely insane. That's the missing piece.
Your career as a deadly
Figure out
tyrant
your
who
idea.
destroys anything he can't control started at the top of that stairs.
Look at the stairs, Sonny. Huh? Look at it. And then you tell me who's insane.
No, stop it. Let me go.
Sonny,
Enough with the games. What is your plan? Do you even know?
Plan is for you to remember.
I don't like this coat. I won't wear it.
yes, you will.
Will not. Mommy! Mommy!
mother if she fell down the stairs.
She didn't fall. You pushed her.
Nobody pushed my mother down those stairs. She fell.
No, you pushed her.
How do you know? You weren't there. I love my mother. I would never.
You're
do
so
that.
jealous and you're so controlling, Sonny. You couldn't stand to share Adela with anybody.
Don't even say her
For
name.
once in her life, she was finally happy. But that also meant that you were no longer the center of her universe, right? You couldn't stand that, so she was better off dead.
Shut up.
You reached out and you pushed her
Shut
down the
up.
stairs. You couldn't have her for 24/7, right? Nobody else could have her for another minute.
I'll break your arm. Get down.
Stay down.
Stay down.
I don't care what happened here a million years ago. The only thing that matters is you raped my wife. And now you're gonna die.
Go ahead and pull the trigger. Kill your own brother. Come on, shoot me. Come on, you destroyed everybody else in your family. Why not me?
You're scared, you'll say anything.
I'm begging you to shoot me, brother.
I'm not your brother.
Oh, yeah?
No, I'm not.
Ella was pregnant when you were here. When you pushed her down those stairs.
I didn't push her down those stairs.
You know who she was pregnant with, Sonny? Huh? Me. Trevor Lansing is my father. He owned this house. Adela is my mother.
No way.
Why don't you go ahead and shoot me, all right? I'm the bastard brother. I've been planning your destruction for years.
Come on, don't you want a little payback?
Don't think I don't know you're making this
Now,
up.
come on, shoot me.
Oh, come on. What? So deny everything then. You never spent a summer in this house?
Yeah, I did, with my mother. Your father must have been the landlord.
Yeah, well, fine. If that works for you, then that's fine. But how is your mother going to be able to afford to rent a place like this, Sonny? You know how much this place is worth even back then? She was a single mother, educated in Cuba. She was fortunate to have a job as my father's secretary, and even more fortunate to have fallen in love with him.
That never happened.
Oh, yeah? He got her pregnant?
That's a lie.
You know what the sad part about this whole thing is? My father really loved her. I mean, what's not to love, right? Della was beautiful. She was kind. She was funny. Dad told me how she used to sing to the radio in English and Spanish, all the songs. She didn't get the words right. She didn't care, though. She used to just sing it out as loud as she could. He almost cried when he told me that story. I think he was relieved when I finally found out. I mean, when I asked about her. Do you know he was planning on leaving his wife for her? Yeah, he wanted you and Adela and the baby, me, to be a family. That's why you were here that summer.
You're smart. You do your homework. But you're lying, Rick.
Was your Brooklyn apartment air-conditioned, Sonny? Trevor wanted Adela to be as comfortable as possible. You know, the divorce was kicking in. He was setting you up out here. It made sense. It was the easiest thing for everybody. She used to love this place. She got a taste of the good life that she could have had. My father wanted to give her everything. He wanted to give her financial freedom, opportunities of every kind, and love. He wanted to give you that, too. Because he loved our mother so much.
You like Trevor, don't you? You could be a real family, be together all the time and so happy. Can you shake hands with him?
You were ice cold even then, weren't you? You selfish killer. Trevor was going to take Adela away from you, right? And you just couldn't have that. So you took care of the situation. Don't pretend like you don't remember.
I didn't do anything.
Adela was pregnant, and you pushed her down the stairs.
No.
Really? You don't want to keep me from being born? You thought Trevor would go away if there was no baby. And that way you could have our mother all to yourself.
I never hit my...
You know? You took away our mother's one chance at real happiness when you pushed her down those stairs. You ruined her life.
My mother was an honorable woman. She would never sleep with her boss.
She loved my father.
She would never walk away from her own child.
Oh, you didn't give her much of a choice, did you, Sonny? I mean, after the fall, she wound up in the hospital. Everybody found out, including Trevor's wife. She told him that a divorce would ruin him, but he didn't care. He was going to go through it with it anyway. That's how much he loved our mother.
Adela is not your mother.
Well, technically, she still is. I mean, you and I didn't grow up together, but... There's no way Trevor could have dealt with you.
Your mother's gonna stay in the hospital for a little while.
I want to see her.
You'll see her after she gets out of the hospital.
Now!
No, look, she's too sick to see you right now.
I want to see my mother.
Look, calm
She
down.
needs me.
Calm down.
I'm going to see my mother. You can't stop me.
Adela wouldn't even be in the hospital if it weren't for you. You made your mother fall down. You almost killed your own mother.
You know, I think my father was afraid of you even then. I mean, how can you blame him after everything that you did? He was a responsible man. How could he bring a baby into the same house with you? It would have been a disaster. So he went to our mother and he asked her to put you up for adoption. I mean, he knew the kind of person you were. And she couldn't give you up under any circumstances. Dad couldn't have you around, so Della gave me up instead. Signed legal custody over to my father and disappeared. You won. When she was given the choice between you and me, our mother chose you.
If your story is true, Rick, why'd you spend your whole life trying to destroy me?
You have to ask.
You have money. You went to Harvard. You have a law degree. You could do anything you want.
Yeah, except grow up with my mother. You know, I got a picture of her that I look at from time to time. You know, because I just like to imagine what she was like. I mean, did she laugh in the morning? Did she like baseball? I imagine what her voice sounded like. You know, what did she cook for breakfast in the morning? You know, I ask my father all of these things, but he can't talk to me too long because it's too painful for him to...
Well, at least he was good to you. You never walked away.
Yeah, every time my father looked at me in the face, he saw what might have been. Our mother, the life he might have had. So he stayed married, you know. He stayed at the office. My stepmother, she went through nannies like tissue paper. I wound up in boarding school by the time I was 14. Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. It was a great school. I mean, my father was at every parents' meeting, but if it weren't for you, I might have had a family. I might have heard my mother's voice every day. She might still be alive.
That isn't what happened, Rick.
Every time I look at you, I think to myself, this is what our mother chose. A life of poverty and violence. When did you start running numbers?
What difference does it make? I was 16.
Yeah. You were a criminal even then. You were in juvenile hall by the time you were 10. You dropped out of your sophomore year of high school.
I mean, Adela walked away from all of this to raise a street thug. And what did she get in return, Sonny, huh? You hit her.
No, I was protecting.
Oh, really? Is that why she wound up in the hospital? She was beaten so badly?
That was Deke. That was not me.
Deke,
That
the
was
cop.
Deke.
Her husband.
Yeah, the cop.
Her husband, not you. You don't expect responsibility for anything, do you? You're the one who called the ambulance, right? But she wouldn't press charges against you. Refused. Just like she refused to give you up all those years ago. I mean, she couldn't turn her back on her precious firstborn.
I never hurt my mother.
Yeah, Sonny Corinthos, right? Sonny Corinthos, the generous man. You know, just don't ask him for anything too inconvenient, right? The man of honor. Just don't cross him. How can you live a life that is so terrible and be so arrogant, huh? Do you realize how ridiculous you are? Just look at you. You're a Bensonhurst thug in a good suit. You're trying to hide the fact that you are ignorant and you have absolutely no education. You have people around you, Sonny, who take your orders and take your abuse. And meanwhile, you take whatever you want, right? People, money, power, anything.
You had every chance to kill me. Rick, why didn't you?
You took a lot from me. I wanted to make you pay. I wanted to take everything from you that you love, everything that you need, and leave you broken. And then tell you the truth. It was your brother who destroyed you.
You are a sick individual, Rick. And you failed. You didn't take an inch from my territory or a dime from my money. And then when you realized you couldn't win, you took it out of my wife. And you raped her.
I never laid a hand on Carla. But she was begging for it.
Yeah. Carly didn't come on to you. She was drugged and you took advantage.
Faith ordered Fowler to rape her. I kept that from happening.
So you can rape her yourself,
No, I
Rick?
didn't do anything, Sonny. I just took her clothes off and put her in bed. Nothing happened, really. I slept in a chair. When I woke up, I got undressed, I got in bed with her. I didn't have to do much else after that. I mean, Carly already expects the worst of herself.
You think that's funny?
Okay.
You didn't think I'd kill you?
It's kind of a rush, actually. I knew that one night would poison your marriage. Maybe even your life.
But it didn't.
Uh-huh. So what are we doing here, Sonny? Look at you. About to kill your own brother in cold blood over that one night.
Well, I hope it was worth it.
You want to know what the irony is? I don't have to do any of this. See, you'll wreck everything and everyone that you love on your own. You think you're so cold-blooded and ruthless, don't you? All-powerful. And the truth is, your only talent is for destruction.
You violated my wife. You blackmailed her. There are 1,000 reasons why I should kill you. But what you did to Carly, that's why you're gonna die, Rick.
You wanted me dead before I was born, so go ahead, finish the job.
Sonny Courtney's all right. Do it.
Do it.
Shoot him! Your sister could have died because of him.
I can't do it.
I'll do it.
Okay, Sonny, tell him. You better tell him. Sonny!
That scum is my brother.
He isn't mine. Sonny Courtney's all right. Do it.
Do it.
Shoot him! Your sister could have died because of him.
I can't do it.
I'll do it.
Okay, Sonny, tell him. You better tell him. Sonny!
come as my brother.
He isn't mine.
Leave him alone.
Leave him alone!
My brother doesn't die.
Sonny, I'm sorry. If it's your brother, if it is, and it's not another lie, but either way, he almost killed Courtney and he raped Carly. He needs to pay!
Leave him alone, Jason.
Leave him alone!
Rick! Rick! Get out.
Sonny, how could you let him walk out of here alive? He raped your wife.
He says he didn't, Jason.
Well, and you believe him? What about Carly?
Harley thinks that he did. I don't know.
Sonny,
What do you want me to do?
This is crazy. Rick has been working against you. He teamed up with Faith. We know this for sure. He wants you dead.
Not dead. Destroyed. He wants
Who
me
cares what he
alive.
wants?
My mother does!
He says she's his mother, too.
Then why is he trying to destroy you?
Because she chose me and not him. You may not understand this, but I cannot kill my mother's son.
So you're gonna let him destroy everything that you have, hurt your sister, rape your wife? What will it take? What does Rick have to do before you put him into the ground?